All right, so I'm here to deliver a very important message. I just learned about the execution of an innocent man. I'm going to show you him here on the screen. This man here, Marcellus Williams, he was murdered by the government of the state of Missouri, particularly by the callous, evil, heartless governor Mike Parson. This devil you see right here on the screen. So let me read a little bit here. But as I begin, I'm going to say that the judgment is coming. Governor Mike Parson, let me read your judgment. We are here in Proverbs chapter 6, right? And we're going to verse 17. Let's start at verse 16. These 6 things doeth Yahweh hate. I know it says Lord there, but I'm reading what his name, how it was pronounced in the ancient Hebrew. These 6 things doeth the Lord, or Yahweh, hate. Yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood. God, the creator of heaven and earth, hates hands that shed innocent blood. He didn't just say he hated the act. He hates the hands that did it as well. So guess what? As the governor of Missouri, you had the power to pardon an innocent man, and you chose not to. Let's read a little bit about this. This is from time.com. What to know about the execution of death row inmate Marcellus Williams amid public outcry. I'm going to shout out to Dr. Umar Johnson because today, as of the recording of this video, is September 29, 2024. But Dr. Umar Johnson, I saw a video that he put out a few days ago, and I just saw it today, and this troubles my heart, and my heart is heavy also for this brother and his family, right? So let's continue. Marcellus Williams, let's zoom in, was executed by the state of Missouri on Tuesday, September 24th, despite concerns citing his potential innocence. Williams died by lethal injection shortly after 6 p.m. at a Missouri state prison in Bonne Terre, St. Francois, if I'm saying that right, whatever county. He was 55 years old. In the aftermath of his death, there has been widespread condemnation, especially since the execution was not supported by the prosecution nor the victim's family. Let me read that again. In the aftermath of his death, there has been widespread condemnation, especially since the execution was not supported by the prosecution nor the victim's family. Governor Mike Parson's judgment shall come upon you. The judges of the earth is the so-called black man, the Israelite whom God has chosen, and I am one of them. You think because you're the governor that God can't kill you and won't kill you and take your life, but you are sadly mistaken. May the judgment of the Most High come upon you, that all may know that there is a God in heaven and he operates on earth through his sons. Understand that. Yes, I'm praying for the judgment and punishment of this devil. And I urge all of you, my brothers and sisters, whoever hears this, pray that the Most High, who created the heavens and the earth, removes this devil from the face of the earth. All praise to the Most High. I'm not asking for no forgiveness. I'm asking for you to receive no mercy because you have no mercy. How the hell can you say that you don't give a damn about an innocent man dying when even the prosecution and the victim's family don't want this man to die? Are you kidding me? Let's continue. Williams was convicted, look, falsely. Let me add that in there. Williams was convicted and sentenced to death in 2001 for the 1998 murder of Felicia Gale, a social worker and well-known St. Louis Police Dispatch reporter who was killed in her home. Now, also condolences for this woman's family, though it was quite some time now, they still suffer the loss. But this man didn't do it. So now you got two families that have been victimized. Let's continue. The St. Louis County Prosecuting Attorney's Office urged officials and courts to call off the execution over concerns regarding the trial's jury selection. The vast majority of the jury was white, and potential racial bias, Williams was black, while Gale was white. Furthermore, DNA evidence did not tie Williams to the murder. You can't make this up. Even for those who disagree on the death penalty, when there is a shadow of a doubt of any defendant's guilt, the irreversible punishment of execution should not be an option. I think we all agree that no man should die because that is irreversible when there is a doubt to this man's guilt. It's bad enough he was in prison and he was innocent, but at least he might still be alive if the governor and those supporting him had mercy in their hearts. Let me show you something what this Bible talk about mercy. See, everybody wants to be a Christian when they think it's all lovey-dovey. I'm showing you what it really says, right? Matter of fact, let's go to it. I already know what that said. Let's go to Matthew 5. Then I'm getting right back to the story. But I'm going to the word of the Most High because I want you all to know today that this word is no joke. You just been using it wrong. It is the sword of the Spirit. So if the governor thinks he's above judgment, think again. You better recognize that God controls the air you breathe and the blood that flows through your veins. And when he is ready to pay you back for this evil you have done, you won't last 1 second before him. Understand that, you damn devil. Let's continue. Matthew chapter 5. You damn right he's a devil. Anybody wonder why I'm calling him a devil? Because if the prosecution, the murder victims' family members, and the public, everybody wanted this man to be relieved from that death penalty. And this merciless bastard said, no, we're going to kill him anyway. So let me show you what Christ says for all of these fake so-called Christians. Most likely, if you ask this bastard, he'll probably say he's a believer. Well, if you believe in Christ, you should have obeyed this here. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. That's Matthew chapter 5, verse 7. So guess what? Since you showed no mercy, you shall obtain no mercy. Judgment. Oh, it's coming for you. Understand, you will pay for taking the life of our brother. All praise to the Most High. I'm going to be glad when your judgment and calamity comes upon you, you worthless piece of trash. Now let's continue here. Let's go to, this is the actual document. It is 22 pages. I might not read all of it, but it says, in the Supreme Court of the United States, prosecuting attorney, right? You got ex-rel Marcellus Williams, which means on behalf of, right? Just gonna read through a little bit of this versus the state of Missouri. On petition for a writ of certiorari, if I'm saying that right, to the Supreme Court of Missouri. Application for stay of execution, and that's the point here. You got Lathrop, GPM, LLP. You got these people here, right? You got the Midwest Innocence Project. You got the Plain Innocence Project. See? All sorts of people fighting to save this man's life. Now, the execution was scheduled for September 24th, 2024 at 6 p.m. Central. And it has already happened because today is September 29th. So may Marcellus Williams rest in peace. Condolences to his family. But it is sad that this man had to die for something that he did not do. It's terrible. So let's see. We're going to read a little bit of this. These are the cases they use to support why this stay of execution should have been granted, right? Statutes and rules. Let's see here. Application for stay of execution to Associate Justice Brett Kavanaugh of the Supreme Court. So I see they were trying to get to the Supreme Court, but unfortunately, they didn't have time or opportunity to get past the courts of Missouri, nor that fake-ass governor, Mike Parson, who is unworthy to govern anyone. You're unworthy. Let's just a moment here. All right, so I can get back to reading this. So it says, let's see, let me skip on down further into it. Introduction. Marcellus Williams is scheduled to be executed on Tuesday, September 24th, 2024, even though the concerns surrounding this case call into question the fundamental fairness of Williams' proceeding, right? Let's see, the ever-present undercurrent of residual doubt, you see that? As to Mr. Williams' innocence plagues this case, even as his execution looms. I can only imagine what this brother was feeling as this was going on. Can you imagine somebody trying to save you from being killed tomorrow, right? Because this stuff is going on like September 23rd, right? This man knowing he's innocent and his life is about to be taken. So not only is his life about to be taken, but they're making him look like a criminal. You understand? Because years later, what are people going to remember? So we have to let this be known that this man was innocent. All right, let's see here. Mr. Williams' conviction and death sentence were secured through a trial riddled with constitutional errors, racism, and bad faith, much of which only came to light recently. This court should stay his execution to review these issues, which go to systemic problems bigger than even Mr. Williams' case. Wow. The St. Louis County prosecuting attorney, the very prosecution office that sought and secured his conviction and sentence of death, conducted a months-long review and independent investigation of the case. They reviewed the trial proceedings. They inspected the trial and the post-conviction forensic evidence, including DNA testing results. They conducted their own DNA testing on evidence, and they examined witnesses under oath at a post-conviction evidentiary hearing. Based on this information, they conceded that the members of their office who prosecuted Williams had violated his constitutional rights, including his due process rights pursuant to, what is that case? Batson v. Kentucky, 476 U.S. 79, 1986, and Arizona versus Youngblood, 488 U.S. 51, 1988. The trial prosecutor testified for the first time under an adversarial process at the 2024 evidentiary hearing that, quote, part of the reason, end quote, he struck a veneer person, right, was because he was black. It says no court that previously considered Williams' Batson claim at trial or on appeal had heard this evidence. The trial prosecutor also admitted that he repeatedly handled the murder weapon. You see that? Without gloves during pre-trial witness preparation sessions, contaminating the evidence and likely removing any biological evidence the true murderer may have left on it. They handled the murder weapon without gloves, so there's no way to prove who the real murderer was because they may have contaminated any DNA evidence left on that. Do you see how bad this is? But this evil piece of trash, Governor Mike Parson, had no mercy. So guess what? No mercy shall be given to him. May the judgment of the Most High come upon him suddenly, swiftly, at the appointed time, at a time when he thinks not. Because he thinks he's God on earth because he's the governor. He doesn't know that just like Peter judged Ananias and Sapphira, right, in the Bible, and they dropped dead immediately, that the sons of God are here on the earth and can judge you the same way. But you think it's a game. You won't think it when that judgment comes, though. We don't have to put our hands on you. The Most High doesn't have to put an APB on you because you breathe in his air right now, you damn devil. Let's see here. I'm going to read a little more of this case. Anyone got a problem with me calling him a damn devil? Well, there's nothing else to call him. And by the way, I'm not calling him a devil just because he's a so-called white man. I'm calling him a devil because of his actions. Understand that. Because those 5 black police officers, this is another case, that killed Tyree Nichols, oh, they 5 damn devils too. So don't get it twisted. Don't try to make it just about race. But also don't try to make it not about race. This is a racist-ass governor in a racist-ass state with a horribly conducted case. They didn't give a damn about this black man's life. So now I don't give a damn about his life. To hell with him. You damn right. This ain't the modern Christian church over here. We read the Bible like it's supposed to be written. If your evil ass doesn't have mercy, you shall obtain none from us. Understand that. Don't get it twisted. Now, let me see. Let's read a little more of this case. The issues. Let me go back up here. Hold on. Yet, the hearing court and the Supreme Court of Missouri, see, look at that, because you got to get past the state Supreme Court first and their wicked-ass governor. The Supreme Court of Missouri failed to give these confessions of constitutional error their due weight in denying the prosecuting attorney's effort to vacate Mr. Williams' wrongful conviction and death sentence. So they're a bunch of evil bastards as well. The Missouri Supreme Court. They're evil. Matter of fact, let's look at them. Let's see their faces. All right, so first let's look here. The Missouri Supreme Court justices. It says there are 7 judges, right? And this appears to be their current picture here. So hopefully this is the current picture of them. Let's zoom in. So they failed. You should have cared more about this case because you let an innocent man die. So that means you did a horrible job. If it was your family, you would want somebody to do their due diligence to save their life. But you obviously didn't give a damn. All right, so let's continue. But the governor had ultimate power to pardon this man or issue a stay of execution. And as the head of the state of Missouri, he is officially a piece of garbage. Now, wait a minute. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for. The issues in this case mirror those this court granted in Glossop versus Oklahoma, number 22-7466, which it will consider this term. Let's see. Marcellus Williams has been sentenced to death and comes before this court seeking relief after the prosecuting authority who prosecuted him and had previously defended that conviction. I want y'all to see how bad this is. The prosecuting attorney, the prosecution got him convicted, and then they defended their conviction, right? But after defending it, they conceded that they made a constitutional error. How hard do you think that is for the prosecutor to admit that something they convicted a man on and then defended it after that? They still admitting that they wrong and that there was a constitutional error warranting relief based on previously unknown evidence developed during post-conviction proceedings. Additionally, see, so that's the point I want to get to. So I ain't gonna make you sit through all 22 of these documents,